What's up everyone? Welcome to another build order video on this channel, and today I want to show you the, in my opinion, most overpowered owl build that is around right now. There might even be stronger builds for the owl clan out right now, but this is the strongest that I could find and is probably not gonna stay in the game like this. If you're looking for a fun build with which you can crush opponents, at least at this time, you came to the right place. So let's not talk around for too long and just jump straight into the build. At the start we want to get 3 Norns, which are the scouts for this clan, pretty much instantly. Your Norns are the strongest early game unit you have around at the start, so you really should try to have 3 of them running for pretty much all the time. At first you're of course just scouting out the areas around you, and if you're lucky enough to have a tile with your lore stone on it without a wolf, you can just colonize the tile and put a villager on it. But if there is a wolf on it, I would recommend to just put a Norn on it for the time being. As soon as you found a free tile, you should colonize it and build a house on it to not get popcapped. Don't worry too much about rushing up a war camp and trying to clear out the tile with the lore stone. We're gonna do that later on with the war chief. What is a little bit different than with other clans is that you want to scout a lot more tiles than usually. So not only the tiles that you want to colonize and the tiles around it, but as much as possible. And what we want to find is maybe lore circles, the Sword of Gods, Mimiusbrunn, like any tile that can give you lore production out of it. Because you guessed it, we want to put the Norns on there to boost our lore economy. The lore economy is the most important thing for the owl clan, since you build with lore and you take your lores with lore. So your goal is basically to get as much lore production going as you can. I got pretty lucky here having 2 lore circles very close to my base. In the end we would only really need 1 though. So as soon as you found a few lore sources, you want to put your Norns on it and let the lore production roll. I also sent 1 Norn over to the shipwreck up there, because that's also gonna give me a little bit of lore, and I think if you have 1 you should also do that. As soon as you found a tile that is relatively far away from your base and contains iron, you want to build the iron wood branch on it to slowly start mining the iron to basically get ready to pop out your war chief. The next branch you're gonna go for is the fertile soils one. This one will allow you to build a field on your main tile, so you're gonna put it down on your main tile, and it's also gonna be boosted by 10%. The plan of this build is basically to get all of your eco stacked in 1 tile, so we can later on boost it with the war chief. So build the branch, build a farm on it, and later on also go for the colonization branch, so going for more tiles is gonna be a little cheaper. As you're about to get popcapped, of course build the next house so you don't, and you don't really need to preemptively build the war camp like I did. I just forgot a little bit that I want to wait for my war chief here and just didn't want to break it down again. You basically only need it right when you have 5 iron for the war chief, and building it preemptively will basically just delay your other branches by a little bit, which is not that great. Afterwards we're gonna go for the eradication branch, so we can build a silo on our main tile and it's gonna be even more effective. As soon as we can get the war chief, we will get it to clear the tiles around us and obviously also boost our main tile. The boost right now should already be at 20%, which is pretty heavy, so watch out to keep your war chief as long as possible on your main tile to actually boost all your villagers and farmers. As soon as we took control of the lore stone tile, we're gonna send the Norn somewhere else and put a lore master on the lore stone. This will boost our lore economy even more. As soon as the winter comes, we want to take all our minerals, so we're gonna build our quarries for the iron and the stone next to our base. If you have the chance to do it, you should start this even a little bit earlier, since you're oftentimes in the danger of actually getting food capped in the first year. But it really depends on how much lore you're actually able to spare before. I'm building a little bit of a panic house here because I was scared getting housed later on, but you can probably cut that out and just wait for your town hall upgrade. But what you really want to get is your forge, to start upgrading your different professions. As my military path, I took leadership, basically only for the bodyguard, so I can keep my chief as long as possible in my main tile, and if there is like a single wolf attacking, I can just send the bodyguard defending it. Just keep in mind that the chief buff is super significant and you want to keep it as long as possible in your main tile to boost all of your eco. As the forge is being built, I also want to build my trading post so I can actually upgrade my merchants and start my gold economy. You will also want to build a brewery, because we don't really get a lot of happiness out of a lore tree here, so we're definitely gonna need a brewery to expand our economy. As soon as the forge is built, we want to start upgrading our merchants, and later on we even think about upgrading our farmers if we have enough iron to do so. Keep in mind that you also want to have 5 iron to later on upgrade your warriors, so don't spend too much. But usually you should be easily able to have enough iron, because your ironwood branch is still mining iron for you at another part of the map. As soon as you can, you of course want to upgrade your town hall. The new villagers spawn in faster, you get a little bit of extra housing space. Then we want to build our marketplace to really get the gold economy rolling. I'm just gonna start to throw in feasts at this point, because I know we're gonna definitely attack right after the second winter, and every feast I haven't done up until that point is basically wasted. I guess you can also see that our food economy is extremely good, so doing a few feasts here and there doesn't really hurt. For my next branch, I went for the recruitment one, while probably the terraforming ground on the Geysir would have been the better choice, but we're gonna go for that right afterwards. I want to make clear that I go for the recruitment branch solely for the bonus on my war chief, and I'm not even that interested in getting more villagers, but having it is of course also not bad. So keep in mind that the more growth branches you can get, the more bonus you're gonna get on your war chief, and the more insane your eco is going to be. The next 2 buildings we want to upgrade is the marketplace and the trading post, so keep in mind to upgrade them as soon as you have the stone to do that. Always keep in mind to also keep all the villagers that are running around on your main tile, since they also will be boosted by your war chief. And as my war chief is leaving the tile here and there, just keep an eye up on the resources and see how significant this bonus actually is. If you have the iron to do so, remember to get the farmer upgrade and the warrior upgrade. The farmer upgrade you should get as soon as possible. The warrior upgrade should just be done before you want to attack, which will be right after the winter 802. If you want to delay it a little bit, you can absolutely do so. Just look at these production numbers and always keep in mind that we are at late 801 right now. So we have a really potent eco right now, and even if the push wouldn't work out, we would still be able to come back pretty fast with the recruitment branch and just the sheer amount of eco that we have here. Just keep in mind that your chief is really your lifeline right here, so really try to not lose it. I were always playing with the thought of maybe getting the healing herbs branch to healing up my units here, so I delayed my healer's hut for way too long. If you want so, you can build that a lot earlier and start healing your villagers and war chief. As the winter after which we want to push is coming in, we really need to think about our warband here. So start building war camps, break down buildings that you don't need anymore and build war camps for them, and if you need to, even clear out and colonize new tiles so you can put more camps on it. I'm aiming for a number of 12 right now, but I think you can absolutely get away with 14 or even more. Also keep in mind to pull your Norns off the lure and let them actually scout the enemy territory. You might ask yourself how you do that, because you didn't actually upgrade your scout camp, but you don't actually need to do that, because your Norns are actually able to scout enemy territory as soon as you reach 200 fame. Which is really easy to do with this build and shouldn't really ever be a problem. As soon as the winter is over, you just convert your army and you go. I would of course recommend not going straight for the middle like I did here, because you get a lot of unnecessary damage on your units, but whatever. And then you basically just run over to your opponent, hope that he's not ready for your force, and yeah, crush them. Yeah, not really much to say about that, especially since I'm playing against an AI right here. But even in multiplayer games, I think with the sheer amount of army you can be able to accumulate with this build will be overwhelming a lot of players. I personally would say that the execution right here weren't even that clean, so I think 14 to 16 army are definitely not impossible with this build, and having these amounts of army in early 802 is extremely devastating. It is fair to say though that Owl doesn't get weaponsmiths, so your army is arguably gonna be weaker than the other ones, but I think with the sheer army numbers you're still gonna be able to overwhelm them. So with that, we're at the end of the build order. I hope that I could give you something that you didn't know about, maybe give you a few ideas about what you want to do with the Owl clan. I hope that you have a great time with this really fun clan, which right now just really is a little bit too strong. I think that the number of 5% per lore that you're gonna be able to boost your main tile with is still gonna be changed, because it's just a little bit too much. So have fun with the build as long as you can, and yeah, maybe see you around in Northgard. And if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like down below, it really helps out. And if you want to see more content like this, of course subscribe to the channel and maybe even click the little bell. Bye bye everyone, and see you back in the next video.